Hey, what's up guys? So first thing I want to say is I want to apologize for how late this video is, but hopefully with how short it'll be, it'll make up for it. So just like the last Warbond, we'll go over the weapons, the armor passive, and the new booster. Alright, let's go over the boring stuff for the new weapons. Let's talk about the range. So for this test, I used the exploding ice plants to see how far the flame will reach. And for the flamethrower support weapon, the flame can reach about 20 meters. Okay, so for the primary flamethrower, the Flame 66 Torture, the effective range is about 16 to 15 meters. And surprisingly, for the secondary flamethrower, the P72 Crisper, it's about the same distance, 16 to 15 meters. Now, if we're going to talk about damage, this is where it kind of gets confusing. So both the Torture and the Crisper have the same amount of damage, but if we're going to compare it to the support weapon Flamethrower, I can't give you an exact number. I will put up a screenshot of some details of the Flamethrower. Now it does say the damage is 100 to 400 damage per second. Now I'm not entirely sure what any of this means, and I think it's pretty obvious that the support weapon Flamethrower will probably be doing the most damage. Alright, so let's talk about what these weapons are good for. So just like the flamethrower, the Torture and the Crisper both excel at crowd control. Warriors, hunters, hive guards, brood commanders, and bile spewers, these weapons will kill any of those just like the normal flamethrower. The only downside to both of these is their capacity. You will run out of ammo, but they can get the job done. So if you're ever on the Terminate side and you don't want to bring the flamethrower, I recommend either the Torture or the Crisper, but having these two options will allow you to free up a space for a better support weapon. Now I decided to put both these weapons to the ultimate test. I decided to use each of the weapons against a behemoth charger. You can indeed kill a behemoth charger with the Torture and the Crisper. As long as you aim for the leg, you'll be fine. Alright, let's talk about the new shotgun, the Cookout. Now let's compare the Cookout to its sibling, the Punisher, because these two shotguns are exactly the same, just a few differences. The Cookout has less damage than the Punisher, but has more recoil than the Punisher. Other than that, nothing's changed. The Cookout does inherit the Punisher's knockback on Terminids, which is pretty good. And just to show you what that looks like, here's me knocking back a Brood Commander with the Cookout. Alright, now let's go over the armor passive. Inflammable provides 75% damage resistance to fire. So when I tested this, I wanted to test it on probably one of the worst planets to ever exist in this game, and that is Hellmire. So what I did in my test was intentionally catch myself on fire, but react as if I was trying to get away from it, and I wanted to see how long I would survive. So in my testing, you will survive long enough to get away and or stem, but if you're curious how many times you can survive getting catched on fire, during my testing, most of the time it's 2 times you can get away with it, sometimes 3 depending on how close you were to the fire. So overall, I do think this is a really good armor passive. Alright, now let's take a look at the new booster, the Firebomb Hellpods. Lines all Hellpods with volatile incendiaries that detonate upon impact, igniting any units in vicinity of the drop site. Now in my test, what I tried to do was gather a bunch of buds and drop a resupply or a support weapon drop on them and kind of see how many I can kill. My hope was that it would kill at least the little buds and the common warriors, or at least set them on fire and then eventually kill them. That did not happen. So for whatever reason, it doesn't spray fire all over the ground, just a fire explosion and that's it. Now it does kill the small buds, which is okay, I guess. And that's another thing, it doesn't catch the buds on fire, which is weird because you would think it would catch buds on fire and then leave some fire on the ground. It doesn't do that. Again, explosion, that's it. But if you want my opinion on this, as a solo diver, I will not be taking this. I'll probably take it for fun when I'm farming for super credits or common samples, but on my more serious runs, there's better options. Alright, so overall, if I was to give this Warbond a rating, I would probably give it maybe a 3 out of 5, maybe a 4 out of 5. I think the best parts about this Warbond is the armor passive, and the 2 new weapons. I think the armor passive is great. As for the weapons, really good for saving us space for your support weapon, but you want something for a little bit of crowd control, maybe take out the common buds, little ones, warriors, whatever. And new shotgun as well. I think it's really good. So yeah, actually I think I'll give this Warbond a 4 out of 5. I think the weakest part of this Warbond is the booster. I don't think it's that good. Again, I'm not sure if it's bugged, but it doesn't really kill the enemies around it as good as I think it should. But what do you think? What's your experience with this new Warbond? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let me know in the comments. Also, I've been thinking of doing Helldiver 2 loadout videos. If you have a particular loadout that you want me to use and try out, and I'll post a video about my experiences and what I think of it. But that's the end of the video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, give me some loadout suggestions. I'll be sure to try them out. Subscribe if you love setting buds on fire, and I will see you whenever. Bye bye.